Hey there folks, and welcome back to the Monapia Campaign. Last time we turned our attention westward towards Hibernia, where with the help of our new Hibernian ally, Ablania, we were able to take on, really able to find, and then take on a Hibernian target right before our War Council becomes available, so the timing on that was good. I do think this was worthwhile because ultimately this is land I want to control anyways, and beginning to assimilate some of the Hibernians over here to become a Monopian is something that's better to get started on sooner rather than later, because we're going to be waiting around a long time for our assimilation policies to kind of do their thing. Having land in my control is better than not. I mean, obviously you want land in your control for all sorts of reasons, but in this campaign, it's especially important that we have population getting assimilated in the background as much as possible. So with that in mind, we are now preparing to attack Taxalia, as we talked about in the previous episode. Making sure I'm recording, yes I am. I've yet to not be recording when I think that I am, but I always check every episode. That's the way it goes. As you might imagine, I am somewhat of an obsessive person. I don't know if you can tell from my channel, but a little bit, so, oh well. Anyway, so Taxalia remains diplomatically isolated and at war with Caledonia. That's pretty good timing for us. We can swoop in here. Let me reopen all my things there. We are on our way over. Let's go ahead and actually resume the game. And yeah, also 1st of October of next year is an Omen month. I will be once more reapplying Belisama. I don't think any other Omen is better than Belisama. I could also take this opportunity to actually switch Artio, which might be worthwhile because Artio is currently the god that I need the least. I might switch out Nanto Swelta later on though, or possibly Tyrannus, but I want these discipline bonuses for now while I still am stuck at the 2k. I mean, I'm not going to get more population for quite a while, so I'm actually not sure if that's a reasonable goal or a reasonable time limit for that. Maybe I'll just keep it on for the early game. No need to really play around with that. Of these, all three of these alternatives are very strong, and I do have enough stability at the moment to make a change like this. This would upset my population, but I need to switch over Artio sooner rather than later to get the most out of it. So in between these options, now keeping in mind that I'm likely to just keep reselecting Belisama for much of the game for the pop assimilation bonus, having a pop assimilation omen is really strong for the reasons I talked about in episode 1, the multiplicative thing with the modifier on modifiers. So given that I don't need to think as much about the Omen, because normally I would probably go to Rosemerta, I think in the Akenia campaign I basically had Rosemerta on cooldown for the manpower recovery speed. In this campaign I'm a little bit more confident about my manpower retention strategies, so I'm not as worried about that. So we could go to Rosemerta for the pop growth. Actually, let me just keep the game on pause while I'm looking at this. Pop growth might be better in this game compared to normal because of our low population. Let me take a look and see. 0.26 per month. What would the Omen actually give us? Or what would the passive give us? Plus 0.04. So that's something like 15-20% more pop growth. Possibly good, but it won't make a huge difference, and our growth is so slow at the moment without a huge number of settlements all taking advantage, because again, this is one of those modifiers like assimilation that's settlement by settlement, so possibly, I mean, we have such little population to work with around here. Growing more population could be the one way, but I think Rosemerta is the backup option if nothing else works, but the other two here are both pretty good. Pop capacity is obviously quite good, although I don't think we're going to, for the same reason we need pop growth, we don't really need pop capacity at the moment, so probably Coentina. I think I talked about Coentina in both my live streams and also the first episode. I think having the monthly stab change plus 0.03 available to us as an Omen might be important in case we have a couple of bad stability events. It is certainly worthwhile planning for something like that, because we can always switch away from Belisama temporarily on an emergency basis. Tribesman, although the issue though is I'm not sure if Tribesman Happiness is a better passive than Rosemerta, or rather than national population growth. Let's see. I think we've got to commit to the growth. I think we need to start getting some pop growth, and we just need to populate these lands, because the depopulation is really screwing up my missions, and it's in general going to become a pretty big issue if we get invaded, for example, by Brigantia later in the future. I think we switched to Rosemerta. We're really investing quite heavily in the population of Caledonia. But I think because I do plan to just keep reselecting Melisama, if I wasn't planning to do that, I think Coentina is the better all-round option, because the monthly stab change is a very strong selectable omen. But because I don't plan to ever not select Belisama for up until like the mid game, until Caledonia is firmly Monopian, we can switch to Rosemerta. Although actually, perhaps instead of switching to Rosemerta right now, I should do a law change, because I do actually have enough centralization. I just noticed that. Let's do that first, because this is more important to get going, and we'll switch to Rosemerta once we have more stability later on. Now, so Code of Rule, this is the next tier down, and we could pick between the one that gives us less centralization, but it gives us also reduction in tyranny. At the moment, we actually don't really need tyranny reduction, although we do have some tyranny at the moment. Our current just passive tyranny loss is more than enough to make up for the tyranny that we're getting. We're going to get some more spikes of tyranny from enslaving nobles, but it's for the greater good, you see. Monthly ruler pop gain could be good. What's your popularity like? Only 57. Him being in debt is kind of screwing it up. Actually, it's not really just that. It's a... I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure popularity matters too much for us at the moment. And keeping in mind that once we become a monarchy, these laws get replaced, so it's not as... I think actually between the two, I think monthly tyranny minus 0.05 is a little better than monthly ruler popularity gain plus 15, plus 0.15 at the moment. So I think since they're both okay, I need to think about, do I actually really want more centralization or reduced centralization bonus? I mean, centralization, even if I'm not focusing on it, is still a very powerful stat. We shouldn't underplay that, mainly for the country civ level, because our civ gain is going to be, yeah, it's not at the civ, what's our civ? So our Monapia civ value now is about 8, and the max is 14. I think it is probably worth going for absolute authority. Between the two, I do think the tyranny sort of secondary bonus is better than the pop gain secondary bonus, but I think extra centralization is still better. If this secondary bonus was like assimilation speed, obviously I'd go for that. I'd de-emphasize the centralization, but in this case, I think overall absolute authority is the better option. We have plenty of political influence, and we have enough stability banked up for this move. We'll hold off until we have maybe 40 stability to do the omen change. The omen change isn't a super high priority, so that is that. Make sure we're paying for our boys. We are. No enemy fleets to worry about. These guys don't have any ships. Let's keep an eye on any pirates up here in the north. That would be spooky. These guys are also fighting Carnavia. That could actually speed things up for me, because then I don't have to get separate claims on these people up here in... is that Caledonia up there? Yeah, Caledonia. That's right. All right, no attrition because we have the port over here. That's pretty big and pretty good, I should say. Maybe we should build something in Blato Bulgium. I think... I'm kind of tempted to actually... I mean, I'm probably not going to build it now because I'm saving my money for the city, but in terms of the layout of the forts and whatnot, I'm a little tempted to build a fort in Phantom Kodiki because it covers the entire border pretty well. Certainly tempting, especially because I'm not going to have cities over here for quite a while. Maybe I should build a fort in Phantom Kodiki and then a port in Blato Bulgium so that I have a port on this side of my province. Alright. Anyways, we'll worry about that later. We don't have the... Oh. You know what? This is a problem. I should have guessed this might be what's going on. Yeah, Taxalia. You don't actually... Yeah, this is bad. What do I do about this? Well, I do have a claim on Caledonia, too. I could actually... I could declare war on Caledonia and then land in... Because technically it does touch the water. I could land in Caledonia. Take a lot of mountain attrition. What kind of garrison do we have over here? About the terrain. Actually, do I have mountain attrition? Supply limit. Look at the supply really quick around here. 9. How much do 9 you guys need? Can I see the weight of the army? I Can I not see the weight of the army? Okay, 3 and 3? I think we might be okay, actually. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it like this. We're going to double back. This may have the side effect of dragging the Caledonian army, which, by the way, isn't actually sieging Aberdwy because they're not large enough. Yeah, I mean, one option I could do is declare war on Caledonia and Taxalia and then land in Taxalia Australis and try and bait them into a... Well, actually, no, I can't do that because they probably come into... Because I was going to say bait them to river attack, which the AI might do because the numbers are similar, although they'd lose the fight. The issue with that is that they probably entered Aberdwy from Taxilon, Akron, so they can't then walk this direction because they don't have zone of control. But let's do it like this. Let's go over to Caledoniae, start sieging it. We do have a claim on these guys through their control of this Taxalian land, so we can do this. And then we'll hopefully draw them away, and then we can... Well, this is the best we can do at the moment. Yeah, we just got to go for it. All right, 8th of December. We'll make the attack as we reach the... or we'll declare war as we arrive. Cornelia's forces are raised. Yeah, this will have to do. All right, so we're going to call in... I think we're not going to call in anybody, because I don't think any AI armies would help me. I mean, Brigantia does have a port on this side, so they could send forces by boat, although I don't think they would. They'd probably walk the fort. That's not Brigantia. What am I talking about? Literally, I was looking at Coritania. Brigantia does not have any ports on this side, so they can't actually send forces. I guess they could send forces by boat on this side, but I don't think the AI really ever sends forces by boat. They'd probably walk their forces up through here, which maybe that could be useful. Okay, you know what? Actually, I'll call in my allies. Yeah, I'll call them into this war. Because their forces can arrive here eventually. They'll just walk through the uncolonized land and they can join in. Especially if the Ablanians can arrive and they can join me in the mountains. Take attrition, but having over 2,000 for the siege would be pretty important. Alright, so we're going to declare war on Caledonia. A bit of a change of plans. But this is going to have to be what we do. If we declared war on Taxalia, who has no army at the moment, or at least I assume they don't, because their army is mysteriously vanished, and the Caledonian army is damaged. The thing is, I can't just replace the Caledonians at Aberdwy. It's not going to happen. I guess I could declare war on both of them, and then land at Taxalia and take a... Would they count as the defender? How would that work if they're sieging an enemy? I think it just would cancel out. So I'd be attacking into the forest from the water. So that's not really a smart idea. Let's just attack Caledonia. We know their forces are kind of far away. They have to walk all the way back over. And maybe what I could do is actually, as they're getting into here, I could go on the boats and meet them in Wakamagi. In fact, maybe I could just land in Wakamagi directly. Because they have to walk over, unless they want to go all the way around, which gives me plenty of time. Then yeah, Wakamagi being a provincial capital, it should startle them and have them come back over. And then I get a defensive fight over the river in the forest. All right, that's not the right button. Declare war, bring in the goobers. Let's go for it. All right, the insular local power of Caledonia, rally together, yada yada. Now these guys actually do have a fleet, which I should have looked at, so... Let's go ahead and we'll just put it on default. They've got one probably Liburnian. My 10 galleys on regular maintenance should be more than fine for that purpose. So I think what we do is we actually send you to Wakamagi by yourself. There's the Caledonian fleet right there. And we send you to Caledonia. Actually, no, we can't siege it without 2,000. I'm worried about depopulating this, though. That's the issue. This is the war goal. So let's actually land everybody in Wakamagi, and then we can just walk over to Caledonia if we need to. So that should be fine. And then we'll send the boats over to keep an eye on their army. So they can either take a really bad attack over the river into Wakamagi, or they can go all the way. I've seen the AI go around this before, so it is a possibility that they'll do that. So we'll come out here. Also, we need to keep in mind that once we control Wakamagi, this will actually get sieged, and then this, what is this? Is this a galley? This is a level 9 admiral, though. I may need to actually have my ships run away from this boat, because I'm worried about it killing a galley or two, because the game hates me. I'll just pop out here. I think we're actually in a really good position even without the boats here to provide support, because there's no port in Caledonia, so the boats being here doesn't help the siege at all. While I'm in Wakamagi, I can go freely between Caledonia and Wakamagi, and I can always run to Wakamagi if I see them coming, and then I can post up in Wakamagi and be in a pretty good spot, because this is unfortified. I get the defensive fight in the forest over the river. Yeah, alright. Let's just kind of investigate what's going on over here. Maybe we'll come down to this tile so we can flee back to Boness if we needed. This will give me the Morse very good. So this did not depopulate, although it's close. If they re-siege it, we may be in trouble. One thing I could always do is just take this section and then end the war with the war goal being met. That's always an option. I don't have to siege down Caledonia. What I'm nervous about is if I take any attrition, which given that I'm in the mountains with exactly 2,000, this seems likely, I'll be in trouble. This is about a month and 5 days to make this trip. Sheesh. Alright, well, we gotta do it. We gotta get this stuff. Keep a close eye on this navy. It may, where would it go? I'm actually not sure where that navy would go. Once it starts moving towards me, I'll have to bolt. Alright, out it goes, 29th of January. Alright, it's going northward. Not sure where that is, but alright. We'll just keep the navy here just to keep an eye. Okay, so here come the Caledonians. Alright, they crossed over. Let's see. 15th. So actually, that's double back. Actually, I think boarding might be faster. Let's chase. Let's head over here. Trying to have them board in Caledonia. You know what? This guy's literally blocking the way. This fight's probably fine, but I don't really want to. When I don't have full morale, we'll walk back manually. I think we have enough time to get back to Wakamagi and then block them. Or do I just take a small peace deal and then take the chance now that they're gone? Actually, you know what I should do? I have a new plan. What I'm going to do is actually take this fight. This is inopportune. I may lose a galley, or I may just take lots of damage for no reason. This is one galley as well, so it's 10 versus 1. The morale difference. It should be okay. Should be okay. I'm not going to lose the fight, that's a sure thing, but I may take more damage than I need to. So I can control the sea tile, and then once I get to Caledonia, what I'll do is I'll actually then get on the boats. I'll make what do you call it? I'll cast off from the land, and I'll walk onto the boats, and then I'll zoom down here while they're not in Aberdui, end the war, take these 2 tiles, because they're the Taxalia tiles that I want, and then declare war on Taxalia, and then land in Aberdui before Taxalia can re-raise their army, and while Caledonia is not in Aberdui. So that's the plan. That's the new plan. But for this to work, I need to make sure that because Caledonia will still be at war with Taxalia once I finish the war, so I need them to not be close enough to get back to Aberdui before I can get there, because I need to just get to Aberdui before they do. So that's the new plan. Alright, so this fight should be fine. Let's take a look and see. Okay, they're fleeing, but I have to do the fight anyways. It's fine. Okay, so we didn't take any damage. We destroyed their one ship. We didn't take any losses, I don't know if we took damage or not. Nautis gained a little bit of popularity. Captured their admiral as usual. You always capture admirals. Can I sell this guy into slavery? No. I think I'll release him now, because once I... Actually, I'm not going to fully annex them, so it doesn't matter anyways. Okay, whatever. So now, we hustle back onto the ships. We also want to do this before they get to Wakamagi, so I need to see before they arrive in Wakamagi. I do this deal because once they are in Wakamagi, even if it is still siege, they may not do the peace deal. So let's see what we can pull off here. Was this 15th of March? Yeah, that should have enough time. 12th of March. Actually, maybe if they're in, well, I don't really want to play around with that. All right. They actually, no, now that I think about it, we're okay because they're locked into walking to Wakamagi, so let's just push it as far as we can. 14th of March, we do it. All right. 12th of March. Sail, sail, sail. 14th of March. Oh, here we go. All right. Sue for peace. This goes to me. We just leave Caledonia. We'll come back for Caledonia later. We don't have to claim for it right now. It's not a big deal. We do need to get this land as part of our Taxalia mission, so may as well grab this. Caledonian Taxalia to Monapia. And I can't do this because I need their capital. Caledonia is a really defensible capital because it's in the mountains. It is reachable by sea, but just barely, and you can reach it by different angles. So this is going to be a bigger investment later on. All right, Caledonian Taxalia to Monapia. All right, they've accepted our generous peace offer. Also, yeah, they're black flags. They actually should have to go back to... I just realized this whole timing thing doesn't matter anyways. Oh, well, it's fine. Good stuff. Now, they're still at war with Taxalia. Oh, Taxalia raised their forces? Are you kidding me? God damn it. What? They immediately raised their forces as soon as these guys were gone. Okay, actually, this is still okay. I'm going to immediately declare war on Taxalia so that they are tempted to walk into this land here. Would they depopulate it, though? Probably wouldn't depopulate Taxilon, Akron. Now, the good thing is that my capital is Boness all the way down here, so they may go south when I declare war on them. Also, I can beat their forces in the field because I have more numbers. I just need to find the right target, find the right spot to do it. Let me move a population up to Wakamagi just to make sure it isn't depopulated. Let's move a population from... Okay, which of these spots is the least likely? Probably Alt-Clit. Let's move a population from Alt-Clit. Alright. Just to be safe. Alright, let's declare war. Oh, also this is a port. No, it's not a port, that's a fort. Never mind. these icons are. How do I want to do this? I think we declare war right now. Call in the guys. Alright, against the local power of Taxalia. Okay, so now they may go up here or south. They could go in any direction. That's not... Oh yeah, they're going down here. Caledonia wants military access to do their war. I'm going to say no. You can go around. Actually, no, they can't because I'm in the way. Sucks to be you. Build a fleet, Caledonia. If you want to have a coastal capital like me, you got to do what I did and destroy your fort. You got to make the sacrifices that I've made. Alright. Yes, they're going south. They're not going to get to Boness for a while. Actually, I think what I will do is I'll try and meet them in the south and beat them in the combat, and then chase them up to Aberdui, stack wipe them at Aberdui, and then I won't have enough forces to siege Aberdui because it's fortified, but I can hold it down. Maybe I'll send a force over to siege this town. So, well, I guess it wouldn't matter. They can't re-raise there, so we wait for my allies to arrive and provide some. I mean, fortunately, they were already like raised and marching north anyways, so now we just need numbers to take Aberdui. Yeah, Invictus changing it so that you need 2,000 to siege a fort is brutally hard. That's probably the most difficult, like, that's the change in Invictus that increases the difficulty the most for the early game, is the 2,000 minimum. Absolutely brutal for tribes, because that's your entire army right there. Even if it is probably a bit more realistic for the time period. Alright. Oh my gosh, this is like a technically complicated episode. I think what we want to do, once they're locked in, maybe, how fast can we land at Panada Castra? I want to catch them. So we can land from here. Geez, it's like 23 days to land. Let's check and see what their timeline is to arrive. 5th of April. Come on, actually, don't be moving. We get there after them. Now they won't do it though. Maybe we could get to Aberdeen before they get back. That would maybe not have the landing attack count, but it's still a forest fight. Oh, hold on, that's not even everybody. We have reinforcements coming. Is Brigantia's God General on the... Oh, he is. Shoot. That's actually a problem. They can assume control of the siege. Not sure if Brigantia would actually maintain control of Taxalia. This is really far away from their land, and in theory, I'm literally in between them and this territory. So in theory, Brigantia should know that this is my land and not their land. It's not even in the same region as them. But you just can't trust this goddamn AI to do anything right. I think we land at Aberdeen. This is a pretty fast landing. It's 10 days. 12 days. Land at Aberdeen, maybe take the fight. We probably win that fight even on the offensive in the forest. That's probably fine. We've got the discipline bonuses too. Yeah, I think we just go for it. We gotta get Aberdeen. We gotta get the siege going. If but I have an opportunity to have them fight. Actually, you know what? Let's play it a bit more conservatively. Let's stay on the boats for now. And wait for them to go further south. They're going to fight the Brigantine forces who are coming up to meet them. So I have plenty of time to let Brigantia do all the fights for me as Taxalia. Well, yeah. It might be worth actually replacing Brigantia as an ally because of their 10 Marshal General, because I don't have a higher Marshal General available to me. Oh shit, I'm out of food. What do I do about this? I think we just wait. No, actually, we're going to have attrition, though, without food. Let's go north and resupply at Taxalia Akron. We should still have vision around here, more or less. Yeah, we gotta rebuild. We'll just walk over to Aberdeen. That should be totally fine. Also, at this point, I can now... I forgot to do this a moment ago, but I can actually turn off my naval maintenance. I don't have any enemies with boats. Yeah, we'll just walk to Aberdeen from the north. These guys are going to protect Boness, which is good. Minor addendum. Oh. Multiple events. Tagodemus Kores, who is our war chief, has suggested a small addendum to an often referenced law pertaining to the rights of the common folks. It should only be a small effort to push this through the clan council. 6 stability for 10 PI. Absolutely. That is a great event for me right now. The Druidic conflict. Some of our druids in Wakamagi have gotten into conflict with our neighbors in Caledonia. The conflict based on the local beliefs of the tribes in Wakamagi and Caledonii. We have received a messenger from the druids asking for proper support in their conflicts against our neighbors, but that would put us at odds with the Caledonian. Oh my gosh, these stability events. Caledonia loses opinion. I don't care at all about Caledonia's opinion of me. And just like that, I think we can switch our omen now to... I think we should still switch it to Rosemerta. Yeah, for the pop growth. Alright, there we go. The goddess of fertility will bless our people with a bountiful harvest and life for our young ones. As our people are blessed, we are sure to see less of the years of bad harvest, and for more of our people to grow up healthy in the years to come. She is the goddess of fertility and abundance, as well as the consort of Lugus. Alright, so the pop growth will, it's a very small bonus, but it will, over time, you know, help out. Alright, so what I'm hoping is I can recover up to 2,000 in Taxalia and Akron, send you back out to scout, and then on the next month, come down to Aberdeen and start the siege. Oh, hello. Well, that's not where I want you to be. Oh god, what do I do about this? Brigantia may not assume control. I'm assuming that they will assume control because I don't trust the AI to be fair to me. We do get there first. I think we avoid a river crossing malice, but I mean, we're not. Hold on. Now we have 2,000. We still get there first, actually. I guess it is a river. You know what? Let's just take this fight. Well, no, let's not take the fight. Brigantia, yeah, let's let Taxalia go fight Brigantia. I can just be patient. I'm not in a huge rush here. The main thing I'm worried about is actually my tyranny hitting 0, because I need to sell the Taxalia. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, this is our chance to rush in here. These guys are locked in, and the AI never breaks the locking mechanic. Never, ever. Just, there we go. Gonna take a terrible fight. Maybe they'll kill that 10 martial character. That would be awesome if they could do that. What I might have to do is assault Aberdui before the Brigantines arrive, because I'm so scared of them assuming control. Which is some bullshit, right? It's like, why do I have to be so scared of my allies having a high martial general? But that's what makes them able to assume control, is by having a higher martial character. And I just happen to not have a 10 martial character as a clan chief. Once I'm a monarchy, I'm going to be able to assign like different characters to different roles, and that's going to be awesome. We really don't have a lot of assault power right now. The thing is, how much population do we have here? Hold on, before I make any decisions. Ooh, okay, assaulting it would almost for sure absolutely kill that noble. Actually, I think besieging it might also kill the noble. Which means what I have to do is control Taxalia Australis. Which is a problem because Brigantia is about to walk right over to it. Okay, this is really awkward. What do I do about this? I think what we do is we assault here and then rush to Taxalia Australis as fast as we can. Well, I'm trying to decide if I should actually double back to my boats and land in Taxalia Australis, get that under control. When the capital moves to it, does that make it not controlled? I'm just gonna do the assault. Just gotta make my moves here. Come on, please don't depopulate. Please, I'm begging you. Please. Did I not? There wasn't enough? Oh god. Okay. Well, this is a problem. Now Brigantia is definitely gonna come. Alright, now my fate is in the hands of Brigantia. Brigantia, I swear to God, don't you dare assume control with your monster giant army. Please. I did all the work. Look at... What is going on here? Oh, hold on. It's glitched out. Please, let me assault. I'm gonna get a stack wipe as well. Don't assume control, Brigantia. Let's see. Please, just don't. I know you want to. Don't do it. Once we have all these numbers here, we should immediately win the siege, though. So, from just the next tick, because it's such a small number. Are they coming or not? AI is getting weird. Alright, well, we're gonna win the war, but at what cost? I mean, the manpower doesn't matter at all, because once the war's done, I'll just lower my levy. So I need to get the levy lowered before it starts replenishing from my manpower pool. Also, next month is the October 1st. That's not my flag. That's not the right flag. Please. Come on. Alright, oh! I got it! Because there are super generals in here yet. Alright, now everyone's here. They haven't assumed control on this day, so maybe Maybe they're not going to do it. I can assault again. Yes! Yes! Ah! Get fucked. Sorry, that was really loud. Probably just blew your eardrums out. Holy crap, that was the most... Oh, God. I hate this game sometimes. Sacking of... We're going to sack the town? Are you kidding me? Oh, wait, no. This is actually kind of bad, because I think we might kill that population that's there. Let's let the looting be gentle. I'm really scared of killing the pop. Oh, oh my God. His noble's clinging on for life. Alright, well that was, oh my gosh. My heart. That was intense. The fact that in this game, your ally having a strong general is the scariest thing that I can think of is not a sign of intuitive game design. Okay, now we're gonna have to wait for this to... Actually, can't we just win the war right now? Not quite, but probably on the next monthly tick. On October 1st, probably, we'll win the war. Let's actually lower our levy immediately. We can't lower our war, that's right. Okay, we're gonna send classless one actually back to Monapia, I think, for now. We can have to lower the... Our fleet maintenance is already off. Lower the army maintenance. And we have a fort? Oh, yeah, because we're controlling one through occupation. That's right. Alright. Oh my gosh, that was intense. I think the AI, if left standing there with me, would have eventually assumed control, but I timed it. The moment I had enough forces, I immediately assaulted. The AI wouldn't do it while the assault was happening, and then we didn't kill the one pop. So that was a lot of like dice rolls in a row. The way that I played this game, I tried to minimize the amount of random RNG that... I mean, random RNG is a bit of a, you know, repetitive phrase, but the RNG that happens. Alright. Belly Samba guide me. We should now maybe be able to sue for peace? No, they won't do it still. Once this finishes, we'll get the peace deal. Also, let's go ahead, because we set this all up to do this, and do the War Council. Actually, now that I think about it, me having this territory here may give me the claim on Caledonia, which would be a pretty good claim target, because in terms of who I could get claims on, let's take a look and see. Carwetia and Brigantia, I don't think I'm going to keep the Brigantine Alliance any longer. The 10 Marshal General is causing me a lot of strain, and I think that if I just have allies with, like, anyone... The thing is, Brigantia's size, they do have a larger army, but they have that really good general, and that's not so great, so... If I could find somebody else, like Ablania is a pretty good ally because their generals are terrible, but they've got the numbers troop-wise, which is what I care more about. Maybe I actually switch to a Carwetian alliance. I don't know what quality of generals they have. There's no way for me to know that without actually being someone's ally or seeing them in a war already, so... I'll have to consider that. I think after the war I'll revisit who I'm allied with. Although the one thing, though, is being allies with Brigantia, I could just not call them into wars. You know what, I think I'll do that, because having them be my ally protects my southern border pretty well. Like, what's Carwetia going to declare war on me? I don't think so. And this lets me be more aggressive in the north and the west if the border with Britannia is secure. So, that being said, I could get claims on Carwetia, or Brigantia, or... I guess I could get a claim on Taxalia. No, I already have the claim on Taxalia, so that wouldn't happen. I could get a claim on the Caledonia portion of Caledonia. And I could also get claims on Rebogdia, Winiknia, or Waluntia. So actually, I have claims on them too. I think the only claim I could get is the Caledonia claim. Maybe I'll get more claims on these guys? I guess it wouldn't matter. Now that I think about it, getting this land doesn't actually help me with the War Council at all, because I already have the claim that the Council... Let's just see what happens when I do the War Council. Let's stop yapping. Summon the War Council. Summons a selection of your closest advisors to determine a good direction for our next conquest, and provide a claim on a neighboring province every 10 years. The reason I set this all up is because I want to do this every 10 years on October 1st of like 460, 470, 480, and onward, just so I remember when it's happening. Otherwise, if it's just at a random time, I would forget and then be sad. Alright, or Bogdia and Caledonia. So the Caledonia claim actually would be like an additional claim, because now I don't actually have a claim on Caledonia, so this actually is good. So let's select that one after we read the lore. War Council assembles. The gruff voices barking over the sound of carousing outside yields an atmospheric setting for the latest meeting of the Monapian War Council. In attendance are several of the council's most well-respected members, Tasgetius, known as the foremost military mind of our nation, Caurinus, a highly regarded public speaker, and Tasciowanus, an advisor of uncertain standing. Over the course of the evening, Tasgetius becomes vociferous in his opinion that Rabandia ought to feel the might of the Monapian armies, and to the surprise of many, Tasciowanus has begun to agree with this method of thinking. Caurinus ostensibly continues to promote his own agenda, insisting that Caledonia is ripe for conquest, citing his large network of informants in the Caledonian countryside. Okay, so actually, this is kind of nice because the lowest loyalty character gets the loyalty from this outcome. So we stand with Caurinus, ready the armies to march for Caledonia. This gives me the claim on the Caledonia section of Caledonia, which I didn't have before. And I would have had to fabricate that if I didn't do this. All right. There we go. Actually, a good war council. Kind of nice. All right, these guys still won't do it. Once we get this under our control, we'll be fine. All right, I think that's everything I need to do on the 1st of October right now. Yeah. Let's just proceed. Here we go. All right, about to make some serious money. Bring it into Monapia. Okay. Imprison your leaders. I like how whenever you imprison leaders, it always starts with the child characters in the front of the crowd, just to remind you that what you're doing is very evil. Oh, do we have, I think, it's a little hard to tell, but I think the Monapia color is now over the Caledonian Highlands. So this is going to make my, yeah, it's hard to tell because of the unsettled territory, but you can look very closely here and see the Monapia, the what do you call it, like the nondescript Monapia color scheme is stretched over the Highlands. Taxalian Taxalia to Monapia, another northern tribe destroyed, and about to make some serious money from them as well. Prison, let the 11-year-old go, get out of here. Youngster, all right, sell you. Sell you. Eh, or release you. It's not worth enough. Sell you. I'll sell you. Sell you. Eh, you're close enough. I'll sell you. All right. Let me power through those messages. So, what is our? We need 300 something, 350. One or two more noble enslaving ventures should be enough. We got plenty of PI as well. Did the law change already. I guess we could have done raiding parties on the 1st of October. I wouldn't want to do it on a weird... Actually, that's 60 months. That's not on a yearly timer. I could just do this whenever. Maybe I could even do this on cooldown. I don't want to spend 100 PI, though, for 10%. If I was, like, attacking Rome or something like that, this might be worth it, but at the moment, I'm not really getting enough slaves to make enough of a difference. Okay, so let's take a look at our new land up here. So this is all within the Taxalia. Incredibly, the game didn't move my provincial capital away from Boness. And I've actually done all the conquering I'm going to do in this province. The rest of it's uncolonized, so that's pretty good. It's actually still fairly loyal, which is incredible. I've got a mine at Wakomagi. What do we have here? Stone? Okay. Remembering, of course, that mines automatically in this mod give you one additional base resource. That's a pretty good start. We've got a port up here. Taxalon Akron. I don't think this will be a port long-term. Although, for now, having it be a port might be good for my wars against Cornawia and Karnanake. Alright, down here at Aberdui, I'm going to destroy this fort. This is not going to be a fortified location permanently. So yeah, no need to worry about that. Actually, this is Woad. Actually, I've got 2 copies of Woad now. That's pretty good. Maybe I should import them both internally. Do I still need the light infantry offense? I'm not sure that I do. I haven't really done that many, like, actual fights. I guess I've been letting Brigantia do my fights for me, so that's sort of why. My army, though, is still... Yeah, let's keep it for now. The thing is, I can internally trade those 2 woad to myself in the capital to get the tribesman bonus, but I still need the military bonus for now, so no need to make any... Actually, I've got 3 copies of woad. Yeah, I've got a lot of woad around here. That's pretty good. Alright, with that being said, what's my next goal? So, in terms of claims, so of course my missions... yeah, so I'm not going to get Wododinia or Caledonia for a long time because of let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 locations to colonize. It's going to take a long time. Yeah, colonize Taxalia. It's not happening. So my best bet is actually making gains in Hibernia, or I could just finish off Caledonia just to get it out of the way. Caledonia the region. I could also, or Caledonia the province. I could also go after Caledonia specifically, although I have a truce with them. How long? 63. Okay, so Caledonia is off the table for now. I don't have claims on Koronalia or Koronake. I could get claims on them. I think my better bet is to actually just focus on Hibernia, where I have claims right now, and use Voluntia Orientalis in this whole little area as a beachhead. I do have the Ablanian ally. The Ablanian alliance, I mean. Is it worth... I think what I do actually... so I think what I did in this episode was smart in order to take advantage of Taxalia and Caledonia's war to take on both of them while they were both distracted in bad locations. But now what I do is focus on actually fixing this, because this is a little bit of a drain on my PI. And the best way to fix this is not to break my Ablanian alliance, is to use it up to its full extent by having Ablania help me fight the other northern Hibernians, and then I break the alliance once their value has been extracted, and then I fight them after the truce with them is up. So in that regard, what I should probably do first is try and secure the straight crossings. So going after Rabogdia and Voluntia. Now, what's the diplomatic situation here? So Voluntia is currently fighting Rabogdia, so that's interesting. So we could repeat what we just did and do another intervention-style war. They're also allied with Winiknia, so this seems familiar. Rabogdia is fighting Winiknia and Voluntia. Okay, so it's the same thing. So everyone's fighting up here. So what I think I should do... Where's the Voluntian army right now? So we got the sun going in that direction. I actually don't know where their army is. These are all... Oh, hold on. They're over here. Yeah, these are the Voluntian armies. So the Voluntian armies are over here. Based on the circumstances, I would guess actually that Rabogdia is losing the war. Yeah, here's Rabogdia's army. It's just been destroyed and they've got 500 more. What I should probably do actually is attack Voluntia and Winiknia and indirectly help out Rabogdia, because then, well, no, you know what I should do actually? Hold on. When's my army? I probably shouldn't have lowered them. Actually, I haven't lowered them. Yeah, no, I need to lower them, though, because they took damage from the assault. Yeah, I need to lower them. I need to re-raise them after the cooldown, which is in 62. Okay, so I probably won't be able to join in on this war, because I used the assault. That was still a better use of them to assault there. I didn't really even use that much manpower. So I think what I should do, actually, is after 2 years have passed, we'll take a look and see what the situation is in northern Hibernia. I doubt this war will still be going on, but we'll react to whatever is going on in 2 years. In the meantime, well, actually, you know what? We almost have enough. Just need a little bit more. Okay, well, we gotta wait either way. Lower. Where do I have a fort? Voluntia Orientalis. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, that fort's good. Except I'm not going to pay for it right now. That's right, I totally forgot. I do have a fort here. Totally fine. Totally fine. So we're just going to chill out, let our tyranny recover. Not that it's very high. No war exhaustion. Let our AE recover, and our stability recover as well. Yeah, you know what? Actually, this land may actually be annexed by either Voluntia or Winiknia, which may make things a little easier. So no need to immediately take advantage of this war right this second. I literally can't do that anyways because my military needs to recover. But it'll get there, and then we'll go in and take on the north. This alliance will speed things up a lot because I'll just have to do one more, most likely. I can't imagine the the Luntian-Winicnian coalition will lose this war. That would be pretty outrageous. Let's see. Revolution. That's some more population. I think I might want to move some tribesmen over to Monapia now that I'm in this period of peacetime. Oh my god. Oh yeah, right. Because, oh yeah, I just realized why this place is so populous. Or let's move the tribesmen over from there at the least. I was about to say, how did I not notice all these? I moved them over. That's how I didn't notice. Alright. I think I may do some slave micro as well. Move some slaves. I'll trade for vegetables in a moment to do that. I think my AE should be fine. Habitancum. I think if it's just slaves over there, that's probably okay. Move into Monapia. Any other tribesmen I can safely move? No. How about up here? Move some people to Bonus, then move them down. These areas are a little... The thing is, I can have one population in a safe tile, but everywhere up in Taxalia is a little unsafe still. While I still... That's the thing about taking on these tribes. Once the north is secure, I can have one population tiles safely, which gives me a lot of flexibility to relocate people to the south, where they're going to be more productive. But yeah, up here I'm going to keep these all at 2. And the ones... Yeah, Altclit and Calchow, these are both fairly safe tiles. I'll leave it at 1. I'm not going to move people from the north yet. But we're getting there very slowly. Yeah, we're going to leave everything here. We'll take Orientalis and whatnot. These guys are being converted, so leave it at that. So we will move some slaves over, though. From Monapia, I think. How many do we need? We need 12 slaves. We need 3 more. There we go, 1 extra stone. Maybe we'll be able to sell that. We did lower Monawia's population, but I'm removing slaves out, which is fine. Alright. So far, so good. Alright. This has been a really fun opening to this campaign. The first 10 years of the campaign, you really get a sense of what the campaign's going to feel like. This campaign has been like a technical scramble, you know, like it's technically complicated. I'm pushing every advantage I can think of. This kind of difficulty really makes my level of play feel really warranted, which always makes me feel good, because I feel insecure sometimes about how into this game I get and how focused I get. Oh yeah, I forgot that I actually depopulated Ablana before. That's right. Well, the Empower's looking good. 12 now per month. Pretty solid. Did we lose some money? Oh yeah, because we were trading tribesmen around. Oh, you know what? I should have traded for vegetables before I moved those slaves. I probably just spent 10 extra gold or so. That's a shame. I totally forgot about that. I literally even said earlier I should switch to vegetable trade for now, but I didn't do it. Oh well. It's not a huge deal. There's only a couple movements and some tribesmen. You can't reduce the cost of moving tribesmen, but you can for moving slaves if you get vegetables, so that's fine. This guy's now kind of disloyal. He's on the verge. Some of these are going to be the counselor ignore. That's going to go away, so we should be fine just to leave it as is. It's befriending Buit, the researcher. How's my family doing, by the way? Alauna, my daughter, is 11. Looking fine. Tuta Malleus is my son. He's looking like a young boy, which I guess is what one would expect when looking at someone who's a young boy. Gwendolyn, great marshal. Can't use her for anything. Very sad about that. If I could use her, I'd probably have her be my second admiral, and I'd split the fleet into 2 units. In fact, actually, I might even just do that anyways and pick a different character, because switching, if I have high martial characters, it might be better for me to kind of decentralize my fleet a bit, because I don't really need 10 galleys in one spot most of the time. What I do need is the naval advantage of scouting, or like the strategic advantage of scouting and naval coverage. Do these guys have any ports? There's no ports up here at all, so it wouldn't matter for these upcoming wars, but could still be good. What, did they not win the war? What? Did Winnignia take land? Did they take this? I think they might have taken that. Did they not fully annex them? That's a surprise, actually. And maybe I should go for Rabogdia first then. I thought they'd be fully annexed. I've got the claim on them. This is a much more straightforward war, although I'd have to actually... Oh, God. I mean, either way, I need to keep waiting until I have enough of my military ready again. April 7th. Okay. Yeah. So I think what we do is we go for Rabogdia first, just to get it out of the way, and get the other fort, because having the 2 forts will help us in the war against Winnignia and Waluntia. I think what we do is we... how should we do this? I think we have our boats in this tile, and we stay on the boats, and then we try and draw them... Well, I want to draw them over the strait, and then I block them, but I actually don't control this area, so it wouldn't matter. That looks interesting. We'll talk about that in a moment. What do I do here? I mean, we could do a siege race. I could assault them. As long as I'm willing to wait a couple years, I can always just assault in the tribal stage and win the siege race. Because now I know how to avoid the manpower drain from that, because your manpower has to recover month by month. In a case where it's just me versus them, and maybe would I call in Ablania? I don't even think I'd call in Ablania. Maybe I start in Waluntia Orientalis and walk into Waluntia Borealis in the swamp, and I wait. They fight me there, they cross the river into the swamp, and they take a bad fight. Or they go down to Waluntia Orientalis, they start sieging it, I move over to Rabogdia Orientalis, but then they would just double back over, wouldn't they? Maybe I do need to call in Ablania. Okay, we'll decide this later. Duel of the Chiefs. There has existed discord between 2 of our clan chiefs, Tasgetius Marganus and Caurinus Urcus, for a long time now. It is unclear what might have made things worse, but the 2 have decided they can accept each other no longer. Certainly a duel to the death would fix the issue, but at the cost of potentially both our clan chiefs. A duel of honor would be safer, but they would continue disliking each other even after the duel. So these guys have been contentious with each other for quite a while, and it's now exploded into this trial by combat situation. Should be noted Tasgetius still has inflammation after all this time, so that's a little alarming. Yeah, so the older, battle-experienced veteran Tasgetius, this is my roleplay brain coming out, he has gone on all these campaigns with the chief, Talorc. He's earned a lot of prestige. The younger, I mean, even just look at this, his prominence compared to Caurinus. Caurinus has been sidelined despite being a clan chief. He's young, he's been disrespected, no one takes him seriously. He wants to fight. What do we do here? This would really screw things up, and Tasgetius would become disloyal, which is bad. He'd be pretty disloyal, too. He'd be at 21. That's pretty difficult to deal with. Can I... Oh, you know what? I've already exalted Caurinus, so I can't... Was it him? Who did I exalt? It was 64. That's when I could do it. I can't exalt him. I can't bribe him. What can I even do? I don't think I can give him free hands because he's not an officer. I'm not even sure I can fix the loyalty if I upset Tasgetius. So I actually probably... I'm kind of trapped here by the circumstances. I probably can't not do this. One for honor. Caurinus wants it to be for honor, so that's not going to help me because I still lose the loyalty. Tasgetius wants to fight to the death. You know what? I'm kind of curious to see what happens. This is not the optimal play here. It probably would be smarter because these are 2 9 martial chiefs. I'm never going to have like 2 9 martial chiefs, and I'm rolling the dice that whoever dies in the duel is replaced by a chief that isn't terrible, and that the game, again, all these layers of RNG I'm dealing with here, and that the game doesn't force that chief to be the general and not the other one. I mean, if Caurinus survives and he becomes the new general, that'd be awesome. But really, it's 2 layers of dice rolls. It's, will the new clan chief that replaces the one that dies in the duel, will they have good martial? Because, of course, my clan chiefs are my generals at the moment. And then 2, will that person be the clan chief that acts as a general during wartime? Of course, my like tribal chief Talork is, his 6th marshal definitely isn't cutting it. So I really can't afford not having a 9 marshal character available to me. A duel to the death is the only way to fix this. Bloodied winner. After a flurry of blows and several wounds on both duelists, finally, Cowerinus Urcus stands as the uncontested winner. In one deadly blow, he cut deep into his opponent's chest. Tasgetius Marganus falls to the ground in a pool of blood, a couple of haggard final breaths leaving his lips. With the duel behind us, hopefully things will settle down among the Monapia without any more bloodshed. It was meant to be. Cowerinus, after 11 years of disrespect, of being passed over for his youth, despite being a very competent clan chief, his anger at his elder colleague Tasgetius exploding out in a final violent burst. This is the stuff of legend. The legend of the Monapia after their insane expansion across Caledonia, the battle within their ranks between the 2 chiefs, both overshadowed by the less competent Talork. It was meant to be. So Cowerinus has now killed his rival. That's interesting. I actually don't get another clan chief. That's actually okay with me. I think the game will spawn one more on the next monthly tick, because I do need to have 3 thanks to my local power status. So we shall see, but Cowerinus is now super loyal, so that's pretty good. Alright, another clan chief has appeared. Who do we have? Oh god. I saw the one. I knew it. I literally called it. Brito Maris Marganus. I think this was an existing character, because I think he's been pulled away. Yeah, he was the magistrate before. Oh no. We're going to have this problem now. There's not enough Marganii characters to actually have them not be scorned. Which is a problem, because now one of their characters is the clan chief. So Kiltrum is almost of age, so we'll be able to assign Kiltrum to something when he gets a bit older. But because we can't assign any women, we literally can't assign a character from this family to fix this, so that is inopportune. We'll assign a Meritus character for now, when Nudius Iecus for the national tax, but we'll replace him. That's unfortunate, but I can't do much about that. Let's take a look at our new clan chief, though. We're stuck with this guy, Britomarius Marganus. 1 marshal. He's otherwise okay. He's got, he was a good officer, but not so much as a, God damn. And you know what? I bet you when I raise my army, he's going to be the secondary general and not Cowerinus, despite Cowerinus doing all this stuff. I hope the game rewards this guy and makes him my secondary general, because I really need the 9 marshal. Yeah, this is pretty grim. Because the thing is, all of my, aggressive war making and my aggressive strategies throughout this campaign have been possible thanks to having a 9 marshal general running around. If my best is a 6 and I've got a 6 and a 1, that's not going to cut it. Then I definitely need to rely on my allies. Maybe it's good that I didn't break the Brigantine Alliance. I might need their 10 marshal general. I just have to hope that they... You know what I could do actually? Well, no, I can't. I was about to say I could go and do that in weakness thing of spawning a character. But the issue is I can't assign my clan chiefs. They're just assigned at random chance. So this is what I'm stuck with. I guess my only option is actually to hire a general through the mercenary mechanic and then have the mercenary leader lead my forces. But that's not great because then you have to pay a lot of money, and I'm trying to save my money right now. Once I build the city in Manawia, I might feel a bit more free to do that, but that's quite expensive, and I'd have to actually completely change how I approach war making, plan wars in clusters so that I keep the same mercenary commander with his forces for as long as possible before I dismiss him, because the hire cost is really expensive, but the maintaining cost is also quite expensive. So I'd want to hire him only once, then maintain him for a quick burst while I do a bunch of wars back to back. Could be interesting, but all of this could be avoided if the game just spawns me with Cowerinus. I'll have to figure out what happens with that in the next episode when I do the war in Northern Hibernia. But that's going to be it for this episode of the Monapia campaign. A very intriguing end to our clan chief rivalry that was in episode 1 even. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.